Hello and welcome back, Boneheads. This is Rich and I'm joined once again by my friend Ben.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for episode 2. On today's episode we're going to be talking about Blood Bowl 7s, mixed roster teams, and the usual games, hobby, news and star players.
Rightio, so straight on to news in the world of Blood Bowl this week. There's a couple of things going on, following on what we spoke about last time, a couple of new teams via Kickstarter. But first I'm going to mention something I saw on Facebook earlier which tickled me a little, to be honest. A company called FF Minis teased a couple of Canadian trolls up on the site and then ended up getting shot down royally. Basically, they went for a couple of tribal looking guys. One of them in particular, called Apache, was holding a scalp in his hand as though he just removed it from the head of an individual. I didn't mind it. I thought it was quite interesting, but one gentleman in particular who wasn't overly impressed ended up getting a bit of a complaint and got a bit rallied behind him, and now I've lost the Facebook post. Quite simply.
No, it makes sense for them to pull something like that. I mean, miniatures can be great, but sometimes if they touch on things that upset people or create more problems than they probably expected, then I think they did a good thing by removing it, and hopefully they'll rebrand them.
Yeah, I mean the rest of it looked okay. There wasn't anything in it that was particularly offensive. It was tribal-esque. It was just this one place where you would normally see a whole head. It was just
the scalp. I mean, we saw this with the Nazi team.
We did, the Nazi team, which models were brilliant.
Yeah,
fantastic, great dynamic poses. Interesting, but they literally called it the Nazi team.
Yeah, and rightly so. That will upset a lot of people. Yes. Again, they've rebranded that, and those models look pretty cool.
They still look good. Yeah, they've taken away the obvious Nazi-esque symbols and whatnot. But yeah, it looks quite good, and hopefully that will come through to something.
So we could be seeing some Canadian trolls?
Some Canadian trolls.
Yeah, brilliant.
One of which called Apache.
All right, wonderful. So what else have we got going on?
Kickstarters. So there's a couple of awesome teams coming out. First one is by an Italian company called Atlas, who are releasing a dwarf team called Gears of Dwarves. Effectively, it's a steampunk-style dwarf team, and they look absolutely brilliant.
Okay, I've got them here now. Wow, they look really good. They do look a bit like Privateer Press.
They do look a bit Privateer Press. The Death Roller, or the Steamroller as they call it, is particularly cool.
Wow, that is a huge model.
Yeah, and if you can find the image of it from behind, you've got the smoke pouring out the sides of it to paint up as well.
Each of these blockers looks brilliant.
Yeah, they're fantastic looking miniatures. They really are.
The faces look a bit Yeti-ish.
Yeah, they're a bit feral, aren't they?
Yeah, that's cool. No, that's good. That's a good look. Blitzers are huge, and the big plumes of smoke coming out of that steamroller is excellent.
Yeah. So they've got 6 days left as we speak now of this particular Kickstarter. You can have them in either resin or metal. A basic resin team, or a basic team, whether it's in resin or metal, will give you 2 blitzers, 2 runners, 2 slayers, 6 blockers, just to give you a real basic team. That will be €49 for resin, €54 on a metal. If you want a full team, 3 extra blockers plus the Death Roller / Steamroller, that's €74, €79. So not a ridiculous amount.
And one of the great things from the looks of this is estimated delivery of October. Now,
they're not hanging around.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that bugs me about Kickstarter sometimes. You're like, these models look great.
18 months later, I'm still waiting to see where it turns out.
£50 for something I'm going to forget I've ordered.
But they've also got a load of stretch goals which they've unlocked. So there's a Barrack Farblast star player by the looks of it. Dice, markers, balls, cheerleaders, marker for a stun-prone Death Roller as well, which is quite handy. Just a coin. They've also got an alternative Steamroller, which is a mechanical Minotaur on one wheel, which is just insane.
Alternative Steamroller, the Steam Minotaur. That is brilliant.
It is fantastic.
They've got some really cool little block dice as well. Yeah,
the block dice are really smart. Really smart. Now, all of those I've listed, I know what you're going on about. Yeah. So what I've just said have all been unlocked. However, they are given the option to be able to make a Chaos Dwarf team. They are doing Bull Centaurs and Hobgoblin minis.
Okay, so let's go for the 2 Centaurs, which, I mean, it's only artwork, but it looks cool.
Yep.
So that's €9,000. So they've got 6 days to go. €9,000 for the stretch goal, and they are at 7,002.
It's not
5 days to go. It can be done.
So it's not a million miles away. It's 10,000 for the Hobgoblins.
Hey, and if they don't get it, maybe they'll release a set of Chaos Dwarfs, because there are so many dwarf teams, and the Games Workshop dwarf teams are really good.
Yeah.
There is not that many for Chaos Dwarves. So if they were to do a second one, I would back that.
It's fantastic. The pieces are dynamic, and particularly with the stretch goals for €75, what, 60 quid. You get a good amount of miniatures. You get a lot there.
Well, given some of the other ones we've looked at
last
week,
particularly the human team, it's well and above beyond the quality of that.
Cost-wise, it's great. Oh, and you've got their other teams as well. You can add on. There's some pretty cool ones there.
But from my point of view,
I
would actually buy those.
Oh, you hate dwarves?
I hate dwarves.
Not as much as you hate elves.
Not as much as I hate elves. Elves are a string beanie little. Yeah, but I would buy those dwarves. Yeah, they're interesting.
They are very cool. They look different enough.
Yes,
but still, really good.
I do like them.
The Death Roller's great.
Yeah, it's nice seeing the alternative Death Rollers.
So that is Gears of Dwarves Fantasy Football Team by Atlas Miniatures on Kickstarter.
Really good.
Brilliant.
Really good.
So, what else have we got?
There is another team on Kickstarter from Hungry Troll. It's a company that I've come across several times, a Spanish company, who are releasing an Amazon team called Nuke Girls. Think Mad Max meets Wonder Woman. It's surreal.
Okay, let's have a look at these as well.
It's post-apocalyptic women with masks and armour and everything else.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
That one is actually Tina Turner from the third Mad Max film.
Yes.
Welcome to the
coach. Yeah.
Welcome to the Thunderball.
So you get €75, gets you a 16-piece team with markers and a ball. That's 8 line men. 8 line people, 4 blitzers, 2 throwers, 2 catchers. The stretch goals they've got in place are another line woman, a mutated line woman.
Yeah, the one with 2
split
heads
down the middle. There's 2 bodies even, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's quite cool. I mean,
they called a line woman 9.5.
Oh, they do, yeah.
A cheerleader. Both of those have been unlocked already. There's an apothecary, a star player, and a coach. They've got another 11 or 12 days left on that one in particular. I wouldn't necessarily get them. Don't really like the aesthetic, but they are very well made.
Well, the availability for Amazon models I don't think is all that great.
No.
There's some other ones out there, but some of the scales are a bit out. I mean, I know that's the funny thing to say about the new Games Workshop models, because they've increased it by like 10-15%. But yeah, no, it's a good alternative to Amazon's. That's good, and the price again is decent. Yeah, they've got 12 days to go, so that's Tuesday, July 31st.
Yeah,
they'll be finishing. That's good. I like that.
That's quite good. So I'm going to throw a curveball with my 4th item.
What do we got?
Something that we've been working on. I've had an update for.
Oh, really?
I have, and I've kept it quiet because I only got it about 2 hours ago.
That's awesome.
So me and Ben, in our haste and excitement, have commissioned for a Bonehead ogre mini to play with Blood Bowl. Potentially a star player, potentially for whatever we like, to be honest.
Oh, a star player.
A star player. So we've started it. What I'm about to do is show Ben the little 360 spin that he's given me of an update as to where he's at so far.
Oh, that is awesome.
So he still hasn't got hands, and the heads aren't finished. But the rest of him is there.
Yeah, he's got the belt and everything. That's brilliant.
He hopes to get it finished tonight.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Because he wants to finish it off and get on with it.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
But there.
That is awesome.
Coming soon.
We could have a Bonehead
ogre.
Yeah.
We'll discuss more about that another time.
Yeah,
but I figured while it was there,
I
would use it as a talking point. Final point. On the last episode, we mentioned about Dark Elves. The fact it was due to come out, the bits and pieces, the board and whatnot.
Yes.
It is now here.
Yeah.
Rick, in particular, from Wobble, brought it with him last night. So we got to look at the dugout, at the pitch. New cards. He's got that. He literally bought everything.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's hard not to. I have to admit, I've got 2 boxes of the Dark Elf team.
Yes.
Like, I haven't even attempted to glue it yet because I keep seeing terrifying visuals.
Number 3? Lineman 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lineman 3 is causing everybody problems.
Any of you guys that are keeping it on the Blood Bowl Facebook group is all hating the Dark Elf lineman. To be fair, after building the Elf Union team, if it's anything like that, then it's going to be brutal. However, we've got the bits and bobs and they look absolutely brilliant. So one thing we did do is have a good look at the pitch. And on the pitch, we've got one to give away.
We have.
As a prize. So what we're going to be doing is giving a Blood Bowl pitch away.
But we need your participation.
We do.
We can't just have it.
Can't just give it away to
We're not that nice.
We've had a surprising amount of listener feedback and support so far, which has been brilliant.
On our initial beta feedback.
Yeah, absolutely great. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop it out there, and you'll see this come up on our Facebook feed as well. But we would like you guys to design star players for us.
Yep.
Now, we mentioned that last week. We want crazy Blood Bowl-y goodness on here, and star players is a great opportunity.
It is.
So you've got some cool models. You don't need to submit a picture, but if you've got one, do it. But like, this is my guy. These are the skills. I think this would make a great star player.
Yeah.
And what we'll do is in a couple of episodes' time. So we're looking at episode 4. We'll talk through all the submissions. We'll pick our favourite.
Yep.
Each, and we'll roll off live.
Yeah, roll off sounds good. Roll off sounds good.
Whoever comes up with the design we love the most and that Nuffle loves the most, we'll get a Dark Elf pitch sent
away to whoever.
Yeah. So one thing is, do make sure you give us your contact information.
Yeah.
And we'll get in contact with you, but we'll put that all on Facebook, so keep an eye out for that because we'd love to give something back to the community.
100%.
That's a great looking pitch. Brilliant. So on to our hobby section. So, over to hobby. Rich, what games have you been playing?
I've been playing a bit of Blood Bowl 2 on the PC and the PlayStation, mostly with an ogre team. I now have a couple of strength 6 guys in amongst the rest of it.
Amazing, of course you do.
Of course, it's standard. There has to be at least one per team on one of my teams.
So is this practice for the Stunty Cup?
Yeah. So I need to get used to it. I need to realise that I can't just hit everything, and sometimes you need to move out of the way. So I've got to channel an inner elf, which upsets me greatly.
That's tricky. I don't know. Stunty is a whole other level of elf.
It is, particularly with the Titchies.
Yeah, I mean, have you had much success online with them?
Yeah, I mean, I've won about half my games so far.
That's very impressive for an ogre team.
It's
even ones with strength 7 or whatever it is.
It's about 24, I don't know, but it's good fun. I do enjoy it. I like the fact that you can clog things up, and even if you've just got a snotling a couple of squares away, it stuffs someone's game plan.
Yeah, I mean, they don't exert they exert tackle zones, but they don't affect the modifier.
No,
but you still got to dodge, and most of the time that's a 4+3+ for guys that aren't supposed to be dodging anyway. So, like you say, they kind of have to work through them, which isn't that hard as their strength 1.
Yeah, strength 1, but they've got sidestep.
That's it.
So if you blitz them,
yeah,
you could. All right, you might. I mean, what have we got? You got 2 pushes and a dodge.
Yeah.
How, haven't you? So you've got a 50-50 chance of actually surviving per dice roll.
Well, that's with the skulls as well, so it's kind of like a natural POW for them, unless you're playing against dwarves. In which case, it's massively. So, talking about dwarves, what games have you played in real life? I played
James and the Dwarf Lord on a 1000 TV James. Basic game, but I only lost 1-0, caused 4 injuries with the ogres. It was
awesome.
It was good. It was a good fun match. I got an almost a very beautiful lucky play.
Oh, really? What happened?
Very beautiful lucky play. I think it was my turn 16 or 15, right at the end of the match.
Okay, so we're building up the drama already.
Building up the drama. It's tense. Right. We're both sweating.
1 minute to go.
It's panic. But we're about 3 or 4 squares from my end zone, alongside a dwarf and the ball. So separate squares. But I managed to dodge with an ogre.
Okay, that's a feat in
itself. Into a tackle zone. On top of the ball. On a 5+. Secured that, picked up the ball on a 5+, dodged down on a 4+, used 3 more movement, plus 2 go for it to get alongside a snotling. I then managed to pass the ball across, that would be ridiculous.
That would have been the gold standard.
A handoff to the snotling, and then I boneheaded on the ogre. No, I didn't. I managed to pass the bonehead on the ogre that was stood alongside the snotling, and launched him. It was beautiful. He flowed as far as he needed to go almost.
So you're like a 5+, 5+, 4+, 2+, 2+,
3+. Splat.
Oh, it didn't land.
It didn't land.
Oh, that is exactly right.
The end of it, and we stopped the game next to us who were watching it, and I even had James urging me on.
So one of those classic moments where guys are rallying round to watch this amazing play.
It was almost beautiful, but it wasn't to be. But it was a fantastic little game.
That's great. What was the score in the end?
1-0 to the Dwarves.
That's not bad.
No, I was quite happy with that.
So not league, just
no, just
practice game.
Just play around. But I kind of wish we'd done some SPPs on that. It would be beautiful.
I did wander past and see a bit of the game. Were you playing with other bits and bobs rules wise as well?
So we had the extra spiky ball rule. Basically, if you fail a pick up, a catch, or a handoff, if you roll a 1, so not just a fail.
Yeah.
You've got to roll as if you've been stabbed.
Oh wow! So it's just making
armor,
make turnovers great again.
Yeah.
Or not.
It only affected once.
Was it a snotling?
No, a dwarf.
Oh, amazing.
Failed it. Didn't really do anything to him.
Oh, well, yeah, they on their 17.
He failed, which was beautiful. So that was interesting. We used a referee, the triplets. I think it's 3 halflings, triplet referees. But effectively on a 1 just before kickoff, randomly one of your players gets sent off just for the drive because he's done something he shouldn't have.
See, that is not a bad thing with an ogre team. I mean, sure, getting one of the ogres sent off is a bad thing, but getting one of the snotlings sent off is an easy one.
And
That's
it was.
great.
I lost the snotling twice on a drive.
All right, fair enough.
But it wasn't the end of the world.
Yeah, I mean, he probably would have died anyway.
Yeah, it would have done. He would have been food. And we played in a stadium.
Ooh, what stadium rules did you go for?
That I can't remember.
No, can't have been that great.
It didn't have that much of an impact on what we were doing.
It wasn't the one with sloping sides then.
No.
I love that one.
No.
Extra go for it.
Yeah.
No.
Good to do a little bit of the extras, I suppose.
Yeah.
Get away from just like the core rules.
When you get into league play, it gets a bit serious.
Yes.
And you don't want to chuck in the silly rules because you're like, well, you know, what if it throws my game? What if it throws my game? Now, we're all about the silly rules.
Yes.
So having cheeky one-off games where you can chuck that in is great.
Yes, definitely.
And we also played a cheeky little one-off game of Blood Bowl 7s.
We did.
Which was great. We will talk about that a little bit later, how we
Indeed.
found it and what we think is, how we can break it, how we can build it. Yeah, I mean, that was the only game I played. I've been moving house the last couple of weeks, so it's been a bit busy. All I've been doing is just trying not to break and stuff while I put it into storage. So I'm glad I got one little game in with you.
Yes.
And I did get to watch, while I was gluing things, a game of Dungeon Bowl. So we've mentioned Rick before on the podcast, and we've mentioned Lewis before. Good guy, Lewis.
Good guy, Lewis.
Rick, the Iron Man of Blood Bowl. He has everything. And he has recently spent 5 to 7 years building this incredible Dungeon Bowl board.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
3-tiered, 3D terrain, tiles, walls, everything. He's painted it. It looks absolutely amazing.
The immersion is just beautiful, isn't it?
And everybody was buzzing around it.
Yeah. You've literally got to get in it to be able to play it.
It's like 3D chess for Star Trek, but with Blood Bowl. So I couldn't be more impressed. No, he's done a heck of a job building that, and it looks absolutely lush. Lewis has never played Dungeon Bowl before. Rick, I think, probably played some of the older ones.
Yep.
But they had an absolutely great time.
They lasted forever.
It did last forever.
And they didn't finish.
And that's part of how the dungeon's built. And I was supposed to make bricks and doors so that there was more of a straight one end to one end option. But I didn't get a chance. So they were just teleporting around, which meant that Lewis lost at least 2 Sauruses and a Croxicle.
Yeah.
But he had a great time. They were just having a brilliant time, and it's great to see a bit of Dungeon Bowl, great to see one-off games and Blood Bowl 7's going on. It was a really good night, actually.
It was a really varied night.
Yeah.
It was a good bit of fun all round.
And I got to do a little bit of hobby, but not a great deal.
Like an extra from Breaking Bad.
Yeah, doing some resin casting. Just while I had a chance. You been hobbying anything?
Not particularly. I painted a single snotling.
Yeah, but this is your new ogre team.
The Black Scorpion ones. Really nice little models.
They look brilliant, and I love the paint scheme you've gone for. Turquoise and pink. So it's like old school Chaos Renegades. But it just looks great. And the little snotlings are brilliant.
They're wonderful.
They're bigger
size.
than the classic snotlings, which is really good because they can get lost on the new bases and the new pitches. But these are great. So they're probably about a little bit smaller than halflings.
Yeah, they're definitely smaller than halfling, but
bit more than halfway of goblin sizes.
Yeah, about halfway to goblin size. They're
absolutely perfect size. Models are great. Where are they from?
Black Scorpion.
I love Black Scorpion.
They do 10 different snotlings.
Really?
Yeah.
So there's like no duplicates in your team?
You can have... The team itself, when you buy it, comes with 14 snotlings, 4 ogres.
That's loads of players.
So you get a huge amount, but I don't run any more than 10 snotlings anyway.
You can't.
You could, but you need to keep them there for inducement purposes.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, I'm going to put this out there right now. Bonehead Award goes to any player playing with an entire snotling team.
Jeez, that would be brutal.
Send us pictures if you've done that, because mega kudos.
I might do that online.
Just a one-off, just have a go, just upset with, and just foul.
16 snotlings.
I think star players is allowed. Because
So
you can only take 2.
14 snotlings plus 2 star players, but it can't be a big boy.
You could run Morg.
Morgan is army of snotlings.
Morgan Co. Can you take a chainsaw guy for the ogres? I don't know if you can.
I don't know. I will do some research. I will come back next time with how brutal it went.
Bonehead challenge. All snotlings, couple of star players, because
we could definitely do that.
I think it'd be great.
We could do an entire league.
What?
Bonehead Challenge League. It's
The
just
Snotlings.
Snotlings.
Snotling League, yeah.
Just see what happens.
Well, there's a secret team on Fumble that have Snotlings, and they have pump wagons that are basically like glorified fanatics.
Yeah. That makes sense. Gives them an edge.
We've done the classic tangent here.
We have.
Yeah, so that's good. I love that,
do.
and we need to do that. But yeah, extra points to anyone who can run an all Snotling team.
Yeah, definitely.
That's basically it for games for me. You've been painting those guys.
Painting those guys.
Models look brilliant.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to do any painting at all. I've got my Dark Elves. I haven't even opened the boxes. I know. And yeah, I'm a bit scared of building them, but I can't wait because they look really good.
Yes.
I'm not too fussed about the star players and the assassins being out yet because I'm not sure how to use the assassins. Stab is a great idea, but I think
It's got shadowing as well, though, hasn't it?
So you can follow them around, which is cool, but they're a bit soft. And Dark Elves are so expensive.
They are.
You can basically afford 2 rerolls. I mean, sure, you've got 4 blockers and a runner, but it's just, not a lot there. So I don't think I'd probably ever use one unless I was running like a random 1.5 million game.
It'll be there for an extra sort of angle to it. Yeah. Give someone else something to think about, doesn't it?
Run some assassins. I mean, it would be great against an all Snotling team. But I don't know if I probably would still just take the 3-die block because it's just more, SPPs. Doesn't matter in a one-off game, does it?
No.
Right. So that's my painting, that's my playing. I've not had a chance to buy anything else because I've got the Dark Elves and they're waiting. And nothing else on the horizon-wise for Blood Bowl for me. I mean, I need to build those horrors. We've got like a month left to the...
3 weeks.
Really?
3 weeks Saturday?
Okay, I really need to build those horrors.
Yeah.
So next episode, I'll be talking about how I finally built the horrors.
Hey! Like it.
To run as skinks.
Yes.
Just to confuse people.
Yeah, because, mind you, as long as they're different, people can't complain.
Should be no problem.
I'd like to finish my ogres before then.
Well, you made a decent start.
Yeah, I have. I've got started on it. I keep getting distracted by my Sigma bits.
I know, I can see your Gorgon there.
My Gorgon, my Cockatrice.
That's cool. It's a cool model.
But that's, again, another tangent. So I need to knuckle down. I want to be able to get on with that.
Brilliant.
And get a fully painted army out there. It won't win awards like Ian, but...
Multiple award-winning painter Ian, also a friend of the podcast. Okay, so that's it for building, playing, buying. Yep. Anything else that's gone on Blood Bowl-wise in your life recently?
Yes, my son, Killer Randall.
Killer Randall, and that is a very well-deserved name.
I went to his school to do a little bit of an outcome, to see what he's been up to one previous term, make sure everything's all right. He gets to show me his work, and I see a little book that he's written that was just poking out behind everything else, called Willie the Blood Bowl Player.
Amazing.
He wrote a short story about a Blood Bowl player, a chimp of all things, not knowing anything about simian teams previously, which I didn't even know about until I mentioned this.
Yeah, and, we were like...
And you guys went, it was an ape team. I was like, really? But I will read it. It's only 4 pages long, in his immaculate 8-year-old handwriting, as you can imagine. Story time with Rich.
Story time with Rich.
Get yourself in your comfies, nice big armchair, cup of tea, listen. Willie wears a very patterned jumper. He is a caring, smart, and a weak chimp. Lime green trousers cover his short legs. He cares about everything he sees and meets. The Blood Bowl pitch is filled with thousands of cheering fans and shouting players. Fresh air is fighting against the thick smoke that you'll smell for 2 whole hours. In the distance, there is the referee, who is so tiny because he is a goblin, and other players that probably can't come back on. You can feel heat just glazing down on the players. One day, a 10-year-old primate called Willie was driving his car so he could catch the Blood Bowl bus. He was very excited, and it took 45 minutes to get there. Willie really wanted to play his game. He was desperate to do it. "Let's do this. I can do this," whispered Willie. When Willie got to Blood Bowl, he was thrilled to the bone, and went to the changing room so he could get into his uniform. "Hey, Bova," said Riley. "Hi," replied Willie. The team come by many names: Riley, Maximus, Jason, Hacker, and Tristanesia. They were all ready for the match. The monster monsoon primates went on pitch with their baboon yeti. They were about to verse the Tudor madness. "Down goes Masula," cried the referee. "Down goes Jason," cried the referee again. As the players went down, they came back up. "A touchdown for Tudor madness," cried the ref. "Touchdown for Tudor madness again," said the referee. "Touchdown for monsoon primates," screamed the ref, who was surprised. At the end of the match, it was 3-2 for the Tudor madness. "Yeah, ooh, ooh," reacted all their players. Willie went home very annoyed and angry, so he raced in his room and he thought about how he could win. In Willie's mind, he was figuring out how to win, to beat a player, beat another player, pick up the ball, cage their players, protect the ball carrier, and attack with Baboon Yeti. Then it's their turn. So when they versed Tudor Madness again, Willie knew what to do. Jason beat a player, Hacker beat a player, Tristanesia, get the ball, shouted Willie. At the end, it was 3-1 to Monsoon Primates. After that, Willie had a happy time. The end.
That is a brilliant little... Oh, what a great guy.
Awesome. We've got images throughout. We've got the Willie on front. Despite being a primate, he looks fairly bird-like, with a purple and black boot coming towards his head.
Yeah, he looks like a Tzeentch Beastman.
He does look like a Tzeentch Beastman.
Yeah.
It looks like a Dark Elf is kicking him, to be perfectly honest. But we've got a copy of the pitch. We've got lime green trousers, although it does look like that primate has come straight from the 70s.
Oh, that is a classic jumper.
That is a classic jumper with patterns.
Do you have a jumper like that?
I don't.
Where has he seen that jumper?
I need that in my life.
Yeah.
That's a Christmas jumper if I ever did see one.
I think that should be the, what are they called?
Was it the Monster Monsoon Primates?
Yeah, that is their uniform.
Fantastic.
70s Christmas jumpers.
One day, I hope to recreate that.
Yeah,
I would love it.
I think it's got to be done.
The primate team would be brilliant.
I love that he's got caging in there.
Yep. He learns.
What team does he normally play with?
Chaos Dwarves.
Yeah, you see.
And boy, does he play them good.
Yeah. See, that's amazing. So, yeah. Thank you very much.
I'm glad to
Killer
share.
Randall.
I'm
that's
a proud
amazing.
dad.
No, that's cool. Okie dokie. Right. Time to talk about some of our other topics.
So, next topic, Blood Bowl 7s.
Yeah. Blood Bowl 7s is a quick play variant of Blood Bowl. I'd never played it before.
No,
I haven't really... I was looking for Dungeon Bowl rules last year, and I saw Blood Bowl 7s, and I was like, oh, that's weird. They've got a different pitch. Don't know if I like it. Which is,
skeptical.
Classic. But I put a little post on the Blood Bowl community, and loads of people really rated it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is worth talking about, because we're all about playing different ways of playing Blood Bowl, different things to do, and BB7s, I reckon they can play in an hour.
Yep.
Worth trying.
Yeah.
So one of the big differences with Blood Bowl 7s is the pitch. So it's slightly smaller.
Yep.
The wide zones are 2 wide instead of 4 wide each, and the pitch is slightly shorter.
Yeah.
But the biggest difference is instead of having a single line, the line of scrimmage in the middle, each team has their own, which is 3 squares back from the centre of the pitch.
Yes, so 6 squares apart.
Yeah, so what that means is that the pitch is technically still 13 squares long for each team, but you're playing in a smaller area. And just for me, like most importantly, is not having those free blocks in the middle.
Yeah.
Because if you think about the Blood Bowl games, a lot of those times are, okay, I do this, and then I do my free blocks just because I'm right there and right there.
Yeah, something to do.
Yeah, so it makes it quite dynamic. What did you think when we laid out the pitch?
Yeah, small. It was that sudden, wow, this is actually really quite small. More so than I anticipated, I suppose. I knew the size of it, but seeing it was kind of like, damn, this is tiny.
So when we played a game, we took the Skaven pitch and put some masking tape down just to like make the pitch a bit smaller so we could see our play area. Yeah, 6 squares is like over 1/5 of the pitch. So it is a lot shorter. What did you think about lining the guys up on separate lines of scrimmage?
When I finally put them on the right line, I got that all wrong.
First half, Rich deployed all his guys 2 squares away from the centre instead of 3, which didn't have a massive effect.
Didn't do me any good whatsoever.
It may have let me blitz you a bit better.
Quite possibly.
But that would have worked both ways.
But yeah, so...
I'm going to claim that.
It was interesting. It was nice not to, like you said, not to have that immediate block. Like, you're not thinking about whether you can just take the guy right in front of you on a 1 die or can you sneak someone round. Plus, you don't have the luxury of that many players.
No. So when building a team, you've got a maximum of 11 players, and you only put 7 on a pitch at a time.
Yeah.
So building a team is 600 gold. Rerolls are doubled, and
you only have 4 of the specialised players.
Yeah, which I really liked.
Yes, I thought it was brilliant.
That gave you such a choice. That and the fact that rerolls are doubled. I mean, I quickly built a Skaven team, but it was really like, right, I need my 2 blitzers. Now, do I take a thrower? Do I take a reroll? Do I go for 2 gutters? I went for 2 gutters because they're the best players in the game.
Oh, they proved it.
Yeah, and what was the final score?
3-0 to you.
Yeah, awesome.
3-0 to you. It was good, but it was the gutter runners that did it.
Well, their massive movement helped, and the fame roll. getting loose.
Yes.
So
3 times?
yeah, I took no rerolls. Rich took no rerolls.
No rerolls.
We took no fame. It was just completely fresh, generic teams. But we hit when we did the fame roll off. I ended up with +2.
+2, yeah.
So every brilliant coaching, I got a reroll, which meant that I could actually do what I wanted on my turn, of which there's only 6 each half.
Yep.
So it saves that turnover and made my team so much more efficient. Where you didn't have any rerolls, and it was just.
It's carnage.
I'd read some reviews that said what it does is it makes you focus on what you really want to do, and it helps train you to be a better Blood Bowl player. I can see that. I think it just makes me want to buy a team with cheaper rerolls.
Yeah.
But
which I could have done.
Yeah.
But then I opted for a catcher, and he was.
Your catcher wasn't very successful.
No.
That was just the way it landed.
Yeah.
The kickoff rule is slightly different as well.
Yes, there's a couple of amendments to it, isn't there?
Which makes sense because the pitch is smaller, so D6 scatter is more likely to go off bounds.
Yeah. Because
it's not wide enough, so there's no safe bet. But you roll 2 dice and choose the lowest.
Yeah.
Which kept it pretty reasonable.
It worked out well.
And I can see I don't think you can't buy any players with kick, can you? But you know, if you were to run a league, kick would still be a great skill.
Yeah, it would be insane.
You basically landed it exactly right, which actually that could be great fun.
Yeah.
Especially with gutter runners. Building the teams was good. Used humans. I used Skaven. It's because there are better painted models, I think.
Yeah, it just looked better.
It just looked better.
Oh no, I enjoyed it. I thought I had a good grasp of humans until I played Blood Bowl 7s. I played with them fairly well.
Yeah. You had a good result.
Having that sort of... I took a thrower, a catcher and 2 blitzers with the 5 linemen.
Yeah.
Which gave me 570 or something like that on the value. It was just enough. There was something that I wasn't doing right. And I think it's more the tactical side. Like you said, there is more to it. You've got to think a bit harder with what you're doing.
Yeah. It's the free blocks. You don't get so many free blocks because you can't just... Oh yeah, I might as well block in there because I've got a good block now and I can re-roll it, because you can't. So you've got to play for the ball first. And I thought it was really good.
I enjoyed it. I'd definitely do it again.
How long do you reckon it took?
Less than an hour.
It was
55 minutes.
Yeah, which I can see being brilliant. So you played your regular game against James.
Yep.
And then got a Blood Bowl 7s in.
I did.
And to be fair, we probably could have got another game in.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Or a game of Shadespire or something just to top off the night.
Definitely. Another sort of half hour, 45 minute game. And
you were home by sort of 10:30.
I was.
Yeah.
Mrs. wondering what on earth had gone wrong.
Yeah. Or did you ever falling out? Did you lose? Yeah.
Flip the table, Mrs.
No, so Blood Bowl 7s, you play with a smaller pitch, you play with a smaller team, you play with less skills, you play with no rerolls, basically. And what you end up with is a really quick, little, tight Blood Bowl game that was good fun.
Yeah.
I would love to play some more, and I think that's a really good teaching tool.
I was going to say exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Exactly the same thing. It will be a good introduction.
I know that teaching Blood Bowl is something that we want to talk about in the future. How to introduce either gamer friends or just significant others or people who haven't played games to Blood Bowl.
Yeah.
And I think BB7s is going to be a good angle.
It's a better way of doing it.
Yeah. My brother's looking at playing because he played some stuff as a kid. And now he's seen all the stuff we're doing and he's like, this is awesome.
I'm going to try it on one of my boys. Obviously,
Randall's a pro.
Anyway, you don't, don't have to worry about him, but my second boy out of the tribe that I have is interested, but he struggles to pick up some of the aspects of it. So smaller pitch, smaller teams, straightforward, no rerolls. This is what happens.
That's it.
Particularly if you've got a human and a human team.
Yeah,
it's dead for dead. It's easy.
Humans versus orcs.
Yeah,
Blood Bowl 7s I think would be a really, really good starting point.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's going to be similar to the other Blood Bowl game they've talked about bringing out.
Blitz Bowl.
Blitz Bowl, that's it. That looks very similar, actually. The pitch is about the same size.
I wouldn't be surprised if they've looked at how BB7s are doing and gone, we need to do something.
And you know what? I'm super up for that. And I think I'd love to have like a little side league.
Quite happily.
Cheeky little Blood Bowl 7 side league. You could easily do that
before or after your normal league game.
And in classic Bonehead style, one thing I was thinking is you could have the side league and then you can hire guys from your side league to your main team.
Yeah.
Like scouting.
Yeah, definitely.
They get bought. But anyway, that is just crazy over the top stuff. So Blood Bowl 7s.
Perfect.
Really recommend it. I'm going to make a pitch as soon as I got my stuff out of storage. at least one pitch, because again, small area, get a 3x2 bit of MDF, and you've got enough room for the dugouts on the sides and everything.
Yeah, it'll be a real nice portable game, that one.
Yeah,
really nice portable
really
game.
recommend it. And yeah, if you've got an hour on a Blood Bowl pitch, you've got a game right there.
Yeah,
lovely job. Right. Okay, on to our final big topic for the episode, mixed teams.
Yes.
Okay, so we're looking at all the crazy things you can do with Blood Bowl, and from reading the books, you've got guys from different teams. But I just thought, from a tactical point of view, how could you build mixed teams?
Now, they do this on Blood Bowl too.
So what do they do on BB2?
So they've got set types of teams. So you've got like the Good Alliance, all the human type of teams, and the Dwarves,
so it's like
and
an
the
alignment
Halfling,
thing.
things like that. But it's, almost like an alignment thing. There's the Chaos Pact. Unfortunately, it's not like the Chaos Pact that you and I know on the tabletop. It's Nurgle and...
Are they called Renegades now? That might be why.
No, yeah, potentially, but they're not even on there.
Oh, that's
They're not
rubbish.
on the Blood Bowl,
That's
not on the
rubbish.
video game, which upset me to no end. There's a whole mixture of things. You get like the small guys, which is a mixture of halfling, ogre, and goblin.
Oh, wow.
But you get the opportunity. So basically, if you're making an ogre team, you can have up to 16 snotlings and 6 ogres. And with the goblins, you can have Looney, a fanatic, pogoer, 2 trolls, and all of that. You still have the same scope of building those teams and taking what you want. So if your team value got high enough,
But just from different rosters.
you could have 2 trolls, 2 treemen, 6 ogres.
Oh, that's
And it's not
insane.
Like, granted, you're talking
Yeah, it's a load of money.
years in the future,
It wouldn't work,
but you could effectively do that.
So, what are the downsides to the teams?
It's difficult to balance.
It is insanely difficult to balance, and that's why I've got this idea. You pick one team,
Yeah.
one roster,
Mm-hmm.
and then you pick a second roster. So you do hybrid teams as opposed to a free for all.
Yeah.
Although that is the dream. You could be like, right, I'm going to build a Dark Elves Skaven team. It's going to be mostly Dark Elves. I'm going to have some gutter runners in there, just to put that bit in there. I think going lots of different players would make it quite crunchy.
Yes.
Now, BB2 is actually really good for that because you can click on a player, you can see the stats, it tells you what's going on, it tells you the movement. Really good for that.
Mm.
I think on the tabletop, so last year at the end of the season, we played a Pro Bowl.
You did.
And what that meant was we took players from teams we drafted.
Yeah.
Took a turn, each side to pick a player, which led to each team having basically 11 to 16 different positionals.
Yeah.
And it was awesome fun, but also one of the most stressful Blood Bowl games I think we've ever played, just because we're like, right, and this guy does what? And this guy
no
does
one
what?
understands completely. No.
So I reckon if you pick up and do hybrid teams, you could do it alignment based as well, like the good alignment, the bad alignment, so they can do that. Then you could build awesome little teams.
But if you're going to do that, I think instead of doing alignments, because otherwise people could end up saying, well, no, in theory, this people wouldn't work with this. For example, would a Dark Elf really align with a Skaven?
Would Dwarves align with Elves? You've got to put them in good alignment.
Yeah.
But that would,
But if you do it, I reckon go whole hog.
Go whole, just a free
No. As in, if you want Chaos Pact and Halfling, if you want to mix it.
That, I think, would be amazing. It is Blood Bowl.
But you don't need
in the Blood Bowl universe,
story.
They're playing for money.
Albion. In the Albion League, in the second Blood Bowl book.
Yeah.
God, I know I spoke about this last time.
No, it's
but
right.
You've got a human team who, they have the ogre. They draft some zombie type of players and a treatment. Why not?
It would be great fun.
It would be great fun. I like the idea of literally just, even if you're going to do something like that, you choose team one.
Yeah.
So, for example, I would almost always choose human. And then you put your hand in a bucket and you pull out a second team. And you've got to have a minimum of 4 players from that other team.
I think a minimum purchase is a good idea, because otherwise you're just having an A team with I'm going to be a human Skaven team so I can have a gutter runner, or I'm going to be a human dwarf team so I can have a death roller.
Yes.
Although that would be great fun.
That would be amazing.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be awesome. But then I like the idea of chucking a treatment in the middle of a human team.
Yeah, and I think that's great too.
Halflings. Why aren't halflings allowed to go on human teams?
That's what inspired this. So I was talking to Rick a couple of months ago, and he was like, I'd love to do that, have a halfling player on that. And the reason that is because we've been talking about Dungeon Bowl a lot recently.
Mm-hmm.
Rick's been building the board. We've been looking at the old rule books and things like that. And in Dungeon Bowl, all the teams are mixed race.
Are they really?
Yeah, so you've got dwarves working with elves and things like that. So they do it based on wizard colleges.
Yeah.
So there's like 10 different colleges or something like that. And so the grey guys have got, you can have 0 to 16 of these, 4 of these, and 2 of these. And it basically works like, you've got your main race, your second race, and your big guys, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where like the precedent for, I kind of want to run halflings. But for me, running a human ogre team, or a human halfling team, you've got a tree man, but you've also got your ogre. Your ogre can now throw the halflings. Yes,
but that's the point. The ogre, even in a human team, still has throw teammate.
Yeah, because that's the player
that's the
type.
stat of the ogre.
And
so
I think
why
that
aren't
is,
they allowed
I think that's exactly it.
Orcs get to.
With their
Orcs
goblins.
have the troll and a goblin.
Yeah,
so
I think that would open it up.
Even if it's a snotling.
Yeah.
Granted, I wouldn't be as happy. I'd love to see a little halfling.
Halflings are just much more fun.
Just fly down a pitch. But I think that's more. I think that would be a better fit.
I think it would too. So on Blood Bowl 2, how much are the rerolls?
It depends on the alignment, but I think it's almost always expensive. 70k.
Because when I was sort of thinking about some rules for mixed teams, and I was like, you can put them together. I tweaked our league spreadsheet so you could do it on there.
Yep.
Just because I was like, it'd be cool to see what you can build, I penciled down that rerolls, the most expensive one. So if you took Dwarves and, I don't know, let's say Skaven. Skaven have rerolls of 60.
Yep.
It would have to be the most expensive one.
Yep.
But looking at Chaos Renegades.
70k rerolls.
Yeah. That's way more expensive than it should be.
Well,
because you're mixing stuff up. It's like a tax. So I reckon if you run in mixed teams, you pick 2, and the reroll is the most expensive one of either, but every time you buy a reroll, you have to buy a fan factor.
Yeah.
So it adds that extra tax to make the rerolls more expensive. So if you wanted to run a Chaos Renegades Ogre split team, you could have 7 Ogres, a Minotaur, and a Troll.
We'll leave the Troll at home.
Yeah, I know you're not a big fan of the Troll, but that's 8 big guys. That's awesome fun. But your rerolls would be hitting 80k each. Yeah. Which is a bit of balance, and I'm not just saying this because we've just played some Blood Bowl 7s and actually kind of feeling liberal about rerolls now.
Yeah, I would like to trial a game with maybe 1 less reroll than I would normally take.
Just to make force you to play
you've got to think about it, because the amount of times you look at any game and you're like, I'll do it because I've got a free reroll.
Yeah, I'll go for a punt.
Yeah, do we need to?
So if you were running a mixed team,
do
you reckon you'd have access to star players from both of them? Do you think you should have a primary team and then they get their star players and you've got an auxiliary?
No, because otherwise that confuses things.
It does.
If you're going to run hybrid teams where, in theory, a Skaven can match with a Dwarf or Renegades or Norse or whoever, surely star players should be a free-for-all.
As in, from both sides?
Both sides.
Yeah. I'm in agreement with that one.
It's got to be, hasn't it?
I think you don't get a chance to use star players all that much. But it opens up that tactical build. Everybody knows in wargaming, there are the 2 most fun parts of wargaming are buying things, regardless of whether you can build them or not,
or paint them,
and building lists.
Yes.
Now, Blood Bowl, it's got quite static with this list building.
You're very rigid in what you can do.
I'm going to take orcs, which means I do need 2 boxes because you've got to have.
I'm going to have the full
You've got to have 4
I'm having the back orcs.
Yeah, chuck it in split teams. You could be like, actually, I'm going to hybridize and I'm going to chuck it in, and what would be a great team to go with orcs? So what are orcs? They're slow.
Slow. If you had a couple of gutter runners, in that team, and literally maybe 2 gutter runners, blitzers you wouldn't need, linemen you wouldn't need, your thrower you wouldn't need.
From a Skaven point of view, no.
But then if you're looking at a minimum number, say 4.
You got the line rats and they're okay?
Yep.
Yeah, 50k each. I like the idea of a minimum.
I think that's got to work, because otherwise you do things like this, and you'll have a whole orc team, and
kind of go,
you know what, I'll remove a couple of linemen.
With a gutter runner.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's broken.
Yeah.
But it's all going to be broken. And that's the fun part.
How do we fix this?
But it would be a cool way of building your own franchise.
Yeah,
so not just an ogre team, not just an orc team, but this is my franchise, and we're from a part of the Blood Bowl work where actually it took a bit more money, hence your rerolls costing more, to make the players work together. But I've got this cool strategy. You know what? I'm gonna run a dwarf halfling team.
Yeah, It'd be odd,
And you know what?
but
My
it'd
dwarves
be
are going to be there to build that cage, to run that front line. My halflings are going to be the guys who get thrown in there.
Yeah.
Like, just cool fun. One of the great combos, I thought, one of the good fun things you could do is, could you take a double team?
What do you mean? Oh, what, like human-human?
Could you take a human-human hybrid team with 8 blitzers?
But then how would you have the minimum worked out?
And that's why I think it wouldn't work. But what would work, and what would be fun, is a Skaven Underworld team.
Yes.
So you could finally run 4 Skaven blitzers, which would fix that.
Yeah.
You're paying the reroll costs, so their rerolls are 70 instead of 60. But also, you get more bits of mutation. You got some goblins in there. It would just be an absolutely great little fun brawl.
I like the idea. I think if you're going to do it, yes, it has to be for everybody. But I think it will only work for very few. I like the idea of 2 ogres on a human team.
Yeah,
Just 2 pillars right at the
2
front.
ogres and a halfling. Or 2 ogres and 2 halflings for a human team, if you're going to put a 4-player minimum in there.
Yep.
Whether you'd need the 4-player minimum or not, I don't know. I'm on 2 sides. It's kind of like, actually, this is my human team, but I've got this guy as well, is quite a cool thematic thing.
Yeah.
But then you don't want to power game it.
Well, I mean, again, going back to the Blood Bowl books,
Yes.
the ogre is classed as a blitzer.
He's an ogre blitzer.
He's a blitzer. When they go through the list of the
that's his positional.
His positional was a blitzer, which would make sense just to have this absolute monster.
Well, if you run him like
barreling.
you run your big guys, then yeah, definitely a blitzer is appropriate.
He's not a Minotaur, is he?
No, that's how
But
you.
that
run
would
your
be
big
good.
guy. There you go, chucking a Minotaur on a human team.
2 Chaos Renegades together.
Yeah, double Minotaurs.
That would work. A Chaos Renegade and a human team would work.
It would be great.
Would you keep the animosity on the Chaos Renegades?
I think this is the other thing that kind of came up is, does there need to be animosity? Now, we spoke about this last time with last episode with trading players.
Yes.
And I really liked your reverse animosity roll. Actually, 2+ to give it to a guy on a different team, guy from a different roster.
Yeah.
On that side, yeah, actually, I think that's pretty decent. But when you're mixing 2 teams up, you've got a lot of positionals, it might be a bit complicated. If you're increasing the cost of the rerolls, does that not represent the struggle between that?
It's almost like a cherry pick anyway, isn't it? In my head, you've almost got like a Roman Abramovich type of guy. He's gone, I want to create a team, I'm taking some of you, I'm taking some of you, and I'm taking you. And you have to work together because I'm paying you enough money.
And that's it. And that's where the extra cost comes from.
Yeah.
And that's why I think making you buy a fan factor for every reroll
mitigates that somewhat.
It increases the cost, it shows how difficult it is to get that team to work well together. But also, mixed roster teams would be great fun to watch.
That'd be amazing
so,
to watch.
Everyone loves an underdog team in any sport, and everyone loves a team that does something slightly different. So a few years ago in the NFL, the Dolphins decided that this year we're not going to bother trying to win. We're just going to be all about the Wildcat offense. And I'd finally noticed the Dolphins.
Yeah.
I was like, those guys are doing some different things. They're great fun. I mean, they're not winning, but it's great fun to watch. And that's what I reckon. The Blood Bowl universe being like, you got a halfling ogre team here. This is going to be insanely fun.
Yeah.
Yep. +1 fan factor to you. I'm going to watch that game.
You would definitely root them as an underdog, wouldn't you?
And that's why I think that mixed roster teams could be a great part of the Blood Bowl Super League.
I agree, but I think it has to be no more than 2 teams mixed together.
I agree with you completely. I think hybrid.
I think if you end up doing a bit of everything from everyone, it's just going to be chaos.
It would be brutal.
And the Renegades already do it.
Yeah, and they're at the limit, I think.
Yep.
I mean, what's the positionals on Renegades?
1 Goblin.
Yeah.
1 Dark Elf.
Yeah.
These are all linemen.
Yeah.
1 Orc.
Yeah.
Troll. A Minotaur. Ogre. Humans. I'm missing 1.
So from a lineman point of view, you've got Dark Elf, Human, Orc, Skaven, Goblin. Then you've got 3 big guys and your linemen. So it's like, 7, 8, 9, 20 player types?
Yes.
Mixing any other team, you're going to come up with basically the same. So it's almost like the Renegades are already that mixture.
Yes. I'd still like to chuck them in with another one.
It would be great.
Can you imagine that team with a couple of blitzers and a thrower?
Or
that's what that team's missing. A thrower.
And this is one thing I thought would be absolutely brilliant. Orc team, or an Orc Goblin team. You got the Orcs. You've got the silly weapons as well.
It's thematic as well.
It is thematic.
It wouldn't be
It would be
out of the ordinary.
great fun to watch. And you know what? Although it might be like, well, orcs having secret weapons is overpowered, it isn't, because they cost more than orcs.
And you lose them.
You lose them, and yeah, I think it would be great fun. And you could start building, like I said, franchises.
There's 3 trolls. Cool.
3 trolls, bull fanatic,
A couple of blitzers.
chainsaw.
A thrower.
Yeah, I think you'd probably run out of money.
Yeah, about 3 players again.
Which is still, yeah, but that's still
that's the fun of it, isn't
that's it. And that's what we said about Blood Bowl 7s, is having that limited pool, or that you're having your limited options. It's like in standard Blood Bowl, you can have 10 options, 10 choices from 20 options. That's a pretty decent pool. You go this way, you get 5 options from 30 choices, and that is a lot deeper tactic, a lot deeper. A lot deeper, different gameplay.
Yeah,
which I'm all for, because
I like it. We need to run it.
Let's do it.
Run it and just see what happens.
Let's book it.
But
Yeah,
we don't tell each other what we got, and we rock up with it
I like it.
for the giggles.
Yeah, I think that would be amazing.
Because it'll be a great surprise to look at your opposing number and kind of go, huh.
I can't think of any broken combos for it. Not right now. I can think of
No.
some good combos, but with player cost and the slight increase in rerolls, even taking a dwarf team and chucking a couple of elf catchers on there,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter, because it would be, you'd get more positional play.
Yeah.
But you've still got those downsides.
Yeah, it's still going to be the same. You've got to omit something to be able to get what you want.
Because you've got the cost there. Now, it's not going to be like we're going to take the best players from every team, because you can't afford it.
No.
It's standard 1 million rules apply, and your rerolls are a bit more expensive now. You can't afford everything you want. What you can do is build something different. Build something almost unique and just have a different angle.
Yeah.
So if you were going to run this is sacrilege, but if you were going to run a dwarf elf team...
It's like my worst nightmare.
Yeah, right, well, yeah. no hint to what I'm going to run. But you end up with lizardmen.
Yes.
Because you've got your elves.
You've got your dodging.
Take the elves out. You don't have those extra dwarf players to win the grind. So you take away the dwarf strength by adding a different one, and then you've got yourself a different team. And that, I think, for me, is why I would love to see hybrid teams. So hybrid teams is probably more appropriate than mixed teams, because although I would love to just go absolutely crazy free for all, but I think
We'll do it once.
Yeah, I think a hybrid team, you add a bit of restriction, you add more choices. So let us know if it's absolutely ridiculous, or if you've done it before, because I guarantee I'm not
Someone's
the first
gonna have
person.
done it, yeah.
Not the first person to have thought about this, because there's 24 Blood Bowl teams.
There are.
Okay, so you multiply that by 23 Blood Bowl teams, because doubling up is a bit unnecessary. You get an awful lot of Blood Bowl teams.
The options would be fantastic. Yes, so we need to run this, give it a go, and see what is broken. Actually see what's broken when we play it.
Yeah. So 24 Blood Bowl teams, mixing with every other Blood Bowl team except itself again. That's over 500 different options. I mean, there are some teams that don't get used very often, but, a Nurgle Chaos team, it's great.
I genuinely thought of that.
Yeah. Well, of course you did. Yeah. You can have 8 Chaos Warriors, but you wouldn't be able to afford it.
No.
So the balance is already there. But a Nurgle or a Chaos Snotling team, or Goblin team would be great.
The Pestigors over the Bestigors.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing. So, talking about that, so say, obviously on a Nurgle team, you get Nurgle's Rot. You kill a player with a block or a blitz.
Yep.
And you get that player as a rotter.
Yes.
Would that still work? Because that's solely
for the Nurgle players.
So would it still work, or would that be a trait that gets removed? And in which case,
I think that'd be absolutely fine.
I just have a sudden rotter.
Probably,
it would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
because it's
just for the Nurgle players though.
Yes, yeah. So you wouldn't be able to attribute
you'd still
those
get
traits to someone else.
You'd still get your rotter.
Yeah.
And likewise with the undead teams, you'd still get a zombie.
Yeah.
But if you're mixing it up with another team, you've got half the chance of that happening.
Yeah.
So no, I think it's a great idea.
I like it. We do it.
Yeah. Like I say, anybody's got some feedback or just pure hatred for this crazy idea, give us drop us a message on Facebook, give us a comment, let us know, because if someone has tried it, I'd love to get some feedback, because I think
definitely
you're multiplying the different games you play. Yeah.
If you are hating the idea, it might not be the podcast for you, because it's only going to get more and more.
This is what it's about. It's about taking the game that we love and finding extra ways to play it.
Yep.
And today we've spoken about Blood Bowl 7s,
Yep.
and we've spoken about introducing an extra 520 teams.
Yep. Yes.
And that is just more Blood Bowl.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Blood Bowl for all.
And that's it. More Blood Bowl is more better.
More Blood Bowl is more better.
Talking about more Blood Bowl is more better, let's have a chat about star players. Welcome back. So last week we spoke about 4 to 17 star players.
We chatted about We chatted about all the ones in the core.
Yeah.
Plus a couple of others we touched on.
Which was a great conversation, and I enjoyed that. But today we're just going to talk about one star player.
We are.
So Spike 2 has come out with the Dark Elf team, and there's one really cool new player in there. Anybody who used to play Warhammer Fantasy Battle in 6th and 7th edition will remember a guy called, I think, Lokir Felhart. Who was a Dark Elf Corsair character who had a big, cool squid mask.
Yes.
Looking at the artwork for this guy who's been introduced in Spike Magazine 2, and just from reading the fluff and reading his description, it is basically that guy.
It is. Which Games Workshop released the special 1 week order of about a month ago.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame.
It's an awful timing.
Unless they're going to make a better model for it.
They could do, but
yeah.
I think it would depend on how much love the community gives.
It would. And you know what? I think this guy is cool. Kiroth Krakeneye is a Corsair Prince. That's his positional, I think.
Oh, his position was Corsair Prince.
Yeah, so we had Noga Blitzer earlier, and now we've got a Dark Elf Corsair Prince.
Yep.
I think that's probably 0 to 1 position.
I would imagine so.
As he's a star player.
Uh-huh.
So he's 170k, and he can be taken by Dark Elves or Elven Union, which is interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mind you, that makes sense, because Elven Union is a mixture of the elves.
It is, yeah. Yeah, that does make a little sense. So 170k, move 7, strength 3, edge 4, AV 8. So
okay.
that is a Dark Elf lineman.
Yeah.
That's very basic. I think Dark Elf lineman might be moving 6, but so he's a slightly faster Dark.
They are. Yeah, you're right. He's got extra movement.
So skills-wise, disturbing presence, foul appearance, tentacles,
yes,
pass block, tackle, and loner. So he is a really disruptive guy. Now his backstory is that he was a captain of a ship / Blood Bowl team ship.
Yep.
Which I love the idea of. And,
again, Blood Bowl team.
Blood Bowl team.
Blood Bowl novel.
Yeah. Played a game underwater. I'm not sure who it was against. I think Squid People or something. Or maybe, who knows, Ardeneth Deepkin. Crossover. Apparently they lost, but he played so well that the guys there gave him a magic helmet with basically tentacles on it.
So the helmet itself is the tentacles?
Yeah.
So we're talking here Davy Jones from...
Yes.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Golden faced.
Golden face.
And Edge 4. I didn't get Edge 4 from that movie.
No, definitely
this
not.
This guy I do. So that's why disturbing presence makes sense. And foul appearance.
Yeah, okay.
Tentacles, I love that.
I love tentacles anyway.
If you guys listen to our first episode, you'll know that tentacles you can intercept thrown players now.
You can. It's true story.
Yeah, on a 6.
Part of the official rules.
Knock them out of the sky.
Yep.
Pass block.
So that's +1 to your roll.
No, pass block is the one where you get to move 3 squares when someone makes a pass to get in the line of interception.
Oh.
Where he's got tackle as well and tentacles. The idea, I think, of him is you put him in a place where someone is likely to be targeted, or 2 people are likely to be targeted, and he gets to move to base that player. You've got tackle on him, so they can't dodge away.
Yeah.
And he's got tentacles, which means he's got to roll.
He's got to roll the extra to be able to get away anyway.
So he gets all over that guy, and he might even make an interception.
He'd be perfect against an elf team.
He would be.
The irony of it.
Which makes it a really interesting player. And 170k...
It's not a lot of money.
He's not. He's the same price as Lewd Grip.
10k more.
There you go.
10k more than Lewd Grip.
For Edge 4, so he can be your passer.
Yes.
You're probably running a normal passer, but still, he's a really disruptive presence.
He's there to be able to be handy with it, isn't he?
Yeah. And in Bonehead land, pass block and tentacles.
It's like perfect for a throw teammate.
So he could get to move 3 squares to make an interception on a thrown teammate.
That would be amazing.
Just imagine that picture.
Imagine that. Halfway through the game, pause it, I see a halfling.
Yeah. Bear with me 1 second. Let me dodge out of that with my Edge 4 to get into a position where I can knock that halfling out of the sky with my magic helmet. And I can't think of a better reason to play Blood Bowl than to have something like that happen.
That needs to be animated.
But generally speaking, 170k for that guy.
Really quite good, particularly with a disturbing presence is handy. So what's that? It's a total of a 9 square aura, which removes 1 to any pass anyway. Which
is great. So he's disruptive.
So with pass block and disturbing presence, is it at the point that they say, I'm going to pass it?
Yes.
So then you could move him to be within the 9 squares to then make their pass be -1.
If pass block, the skill doesn't say they have to be closer. So let's just do a quick rules check. He's allowed to move up to 3 squares when the opposing coach announces that one of his players is going to pass the ball. The opposing coach may not change his mind about passing once pass block is declared. The move's made out of sequence after the range has been measured. So you declare the pass.
So basically he can go, I'm going to pass it to X.
Yeah.
Before he rolls, you then move to be able to put yourself within interception territory, if you like.
You got it exactly right.
You can move it, which will then reduce his
ability to throw it.
Ability to pass.
Yeah.
That's
a legal destination for that move is to put the player in a position to attempt an interception, an empty square that's the target of the pass, or in the tackle zone to throw or the catcher. So you can pass block him into base contact with the thrower.
So that'd be
-1 for tackle, -1 for disturbing presence. But even that, with disturbing presence and pass block, that's 6 squares.
Yeah.
So you
can move him. Jeez, that's
you can put him in
brutal.
the centre of the pitch, and he can affect 6 squares either side. The pitch is 15 squares wide, so that is literally all but the last squares either side. He can move to either intercept or, possibly hit his disturbing presence.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, I really like this guy.
170k. And then even if you want to hit him, you've got to roll for foul appearance.
That's it. You've still got a 2+.
It's a Nurgled elf.
It is a Nurgled elf, which I think could be a great little build. So I'm going to have a look and see. Got my Corsair parts. I've got some spare Dark Elf linemen because I bought 2 boxes. I'm going to have a go at building this guy because I think he could be great fun.
I've got enough Chaos Spawn leftovers to last a lifetime if you ever need any of them.
That's brilliant.
But yeah, I like him a lot. Yeah, actually.
I'm pleased to see that's a new exciting star player.
Yeah.
We love star players.
We do.
We also love crazy skill rules.
We do love crazy skill rules. Now, when we created the first episode, we did a couple of beta listeners, or asked for a couple of people to listen on a beta method.
To be our test
guinea pigs.
Yeah.
And just to kind of say, hi, we've done this and would you like to listen? Or will someone listen? I did it on Reddit. There was a guy in particular, we're going to call him Ronnie, because I'm not entirely sure how to say the first bit.
Hi, Ronnie.
Cross tackle on it. But Ronnie. Ronnie was really quite supportive. Gave us a bit of proper comments and criticisms.
Constructive criticism, which is useful.
Which is what we wanted. But he was generally quite positive. Now, he came back, because I said to him that we're trying to get a bit more listener participation. We'd like for people to contact us and kind of go, you know what? What about this idea? Talk about it. Tell me what you think.
Blood Bowl is a community, and we want to help that.
Definitely.
We want to be a part of that.
If you've got a random idea and you don't want to be named, tell us. We'll be the voice behind that ridiculous idea.
And I'll try and stop Rich from reading out their handles and naming it.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. But basically, he came up with a skill, a homebrew skill as he calls it, called Fancy Footwork. Now, this allows a player who completed a handoff or pass that's completed, quite specific,
that's
to
good.
move 1 additional square pending a go for it roll. So once you've passed it, you then get to move an extra square on a go for it. So this is simulating tripping over their own feet. So assuming they've made a run up, they're going up to maybe say a handoff in American football.
And they spin out of it.
And then spin out of it. Yeah. But maybe he messed it up and he goes down. He hasn't given any more info than that. I like that idea because it will simulate, from my point of view, the potential to block going ahead, to step in the way of somebody else, to open up a hole, as you would in a normal sport anyway.
And I don't think it's that broken. I think it's probably an edge skill, probably agility.
Yes.
Okay, so you've got dodge already.
It'd definitely be agility skill.
And then you've got fancy footwork. So to doing handoffs and passes, actually you can get into a place and get out of it. Or you can then, make the pass and then slip into another tackle zone.
And that's it, because then it gives that potential, if he's there, And there's another player there.
Yeah.
You get your 2-up block. You blitz.
It'd be really helpful on Dark Elves with the runners, depending on whether or not it would be whether or not it would work with Dump Off. Because in Dump Off, when you declare a block against a guy,
Yeah.
he gets to make a quick pass.
I think it would have to... You wouldn't be able to.
I agree.
Because-
I would love to do that because it'd be broken and it'd be really funny to dodge out of a block that they've declared on you.
That would be
It would be broken. But one
Yeah,
skill I
it's one
think...
step too far in it, yeah.
One skill I think would work with it would be Sprint. Sprint allows you to make an additional go for it.
Yes. So that would be an effectively...
You could do a 2 go for it with a fancy footwork.
But would it be separate? Because it's in effect similar to a go for it. Because he's not... So he could move... Say he's got 6 movement.
Oh, I see.
Runs 3, done. And then he gets to move another one.
Yeah.
Now, if they got to do more go for it after that, that's not what it is. This is an
And
addition
also,
to
yeah.
a particular...
So it's kind of like
action.
it's kind of like a better Sprint.
Yes.
I like it.
I like the idea.
Yeah.
I like the idea. I think, yeah, it's definitely got to be agility.
And the great thing about I don't think it's not an instant skill. It's not like
No.
boom, going to take this one. But actually, if you're running a decent pass offense and you want to keep your guys safe, or humans, you block your passer,
Yep.
you throw he gets block, he gets leader,
Yep.
and he gets block, and he gets accurate.
Yep.
Actually, you know what? You've got two. But let's say you've got 2 throwers. One of them's a block guy. One of them's an accurate guy. If that block guy gets the ball and hands it off, you can then use him to base somebody.
Yeah.
And I like that.
I
think
it.
that's a useful little skill.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's good. Good
So-
shout, Ronnie.
That's excellent, Ronnie. Thank you. Yeah, we love the idea of that one. This is going out to everybody else there. Anyone else has got any crazy ideas or
100%.
just really good skill ideas? Drop us and we'll talk about it. And hopefully, if anybody else has got some more feedback on it, we can talk about it as a team.
We could effectively try it.
Yeah, I think it'd be great.
Why
fun.
not? See what happens.
So when we run our hybrid teams,
The hybrid teams with
one player
our
gets
throw
fancy
teammate.
footwork. So we'll work with throw teammate.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, definitely.
It's still a pass skill or a
Yeah.
handoff skill. It doesn't make a difference. If you've got an ogre
Yep.
on square 1
Yep.
and an ogre on square 2,
Next door to him.
but halfling or snotling, sorry, is next to ogre 1,
Can you pass off?
yes. Because you're not moving and it's a big guy against a big guy. If you can intercept him, you can definitely pick him up off his mate.
If you can intercept him, you can definitely catch him.
Well, not necessarily catch him, but if he can pass, but on a handoff, surely he can kind of go, well, that's yours now.
I cannot think of a single Blood Bowl game I would deny another coach an opportunity to hand off their own player.
I'm really sorry, that's
That's a
a
great
sudden
idea.
thought. Obviously, you're not running with them or anything else. You'd have to be stood side by side, but it gives you that extra square.
Extra points to setting up some kind of ogre conga line.
Yes.
Yeah.
6 ogres.
Yeah.
And that would be fantastic.
So we've got another skill here. So we've got fancy footwork from Ronnie, and we have got handoff teammate from Rich.
Yes. I like it.
Yeah, I like it. That's 2 new skills in our star player segment.
As you do.
That's excellent.
So that's everything, and thank you very much for joining us here at the Bonehead Podcast.
See you next episode, and remember, 2 heads aren't always better than 1.